Look at the moon.
Oh my god, this is definitely not normal.
How's it going? Welcome. BTC community, XRP community, DLT community, crypto communities, Blue Crew, and all the communities out there. Guys, welcome to another late night DLT. We don't have our setup going for tonight, so hopefully the sound is coming through. Let me know how the sound is going, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And once again, thanks for hitting the likes on the way in. Thanks to any new subscribers to the channel. I am always grateful. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. Who do we got tuning in here, guys? Your support means the world. Much love to all of y'all. Ray the Muss in the house. Good afternoon from New Zealand. Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are. I hope it's going well. Who else do we got here? We got Sniff in the house. We got Sniff. It's an interledger egg. So it's going to crack open if you're, I think, a longer than a month subscriber. It'll crack open to a little baby green giant, right? And then so on and so forth. The progression continues. Kind of a little fun stuff to do with the Green Giants, and much love to the Green Giants as well. We got Bobby Townsend in the house. What's up, Bobby Townsend? We got, who else? Brian in the house, Bradley Stevenson. We got all the B's in the house. Bobby, Brian, Brad. Appreciate y'all. Much love to you guys. Miles P in the house. Hoop Day in the house. Sounds great. Wonderful. Yes. So we can do this type of setup when we're not at our OG setup there. All right. anyways, we're going to jump into crypto in just a second, guys, but we're also going to open up a Jitsi if anybody wants to call in and have some conversations about crypto. We're also going to be looking over the prices and some news, of course, but feel free to call in. Here we go. We're going to open up the phone lines. A little bit unconventional of a stream tonight. It's not our usual type of style, but we're going to go with it. There were giants in the earth in those days. I mean, I don't remember being alive then. Maybe I was in a past life. Who knows? But if there was, you know, that is amazing. That's really cool. I don't know for sure, but that sounds amazing. I hope so. That would be really cool. Like legend tells, there was giants and, you know, other bigger beings on the planet, right? Maybe even something before dinosaurs that were like some really weird looking being. Who knows? Wish I had an extra 5K to buy Omniflix. I mean, Atom ecosystem can maybe get ready to take off. Who knows? Spencer Blackburn in the house. And once again, guys, the phone lines are open. There's the link in the chat. Feel free to call if anybody wants to talk some crypto. Let's go over some news and let's go over some prices here. Much love to the Blue Crew. Much love to the Green Giants. I want to give a shout out to Alex D Vlogs and the XRP boardroom. It was great to finally be able to tune in to one of those, right? And hang out with y'all. Hang out with Berserker, hang out with Uncle Buster, Alex D Vlogs, the Bagman himself. Amazing to be able to be part of that community and for them to even entertain anything that I have to say. They're fun guys, man. Appreciate them. Yeah, let's look at where crypto's at right here in the past like hour or so, or you know, past 24 hours here. Let's go to market cap. There we go. So XRP, you know, 74 cents. Amazing. This is way better than 47 cents where it was before and 30 cents where it was before. I'm happy having the 74 cents. Hopefully we don't crumble down to the 50-cent range. I do see it possibly happening because, you know, manipulation can still happen in this market. It is pennies and, you know, the whales can do what they like and the big money, the, you know, dictators of monetary policy, basically, whenever they want to make this thing move and get it into those higher prices, right? Who knows, like how big? Remember, we're owed not only the last bull cycle, but this next one coming up too. So we're going to be getting 2 bull cycles worth of price action here for XRP when it starts running up. Nothing's going to be able to stop XRP now, right? You can only try to slow it down as much as you want with manipulation, but nothing can stop XRP, right? So BTC here, 30,000. Let's see if hopefully BTC, since it's still like a big, you know, big controller of the market, hopefully BTC can be bouncing above 30,000 here as well. And, you know, Brad Garlinghouse said it in our shorts. I don't know if you guys have been watching our shorts or anything like that, but BTC and XRP being the only 2 cryptos that have regulatory clarity in the US, right? And he says, hey, I mean, that's good for BTC and XRP, but that's not good too much for everybody else involved. And, you know, those are Ripple partners, right? Or XRPL collaborators as well. So XRPL is also looking out for, you know, their partners and stuff like that. But hell, it's good news for BTC and XRP. And I asked ChatGPT, you guys, and I hate bringing up ChatGPT because it's so, you know, the top, like, you know, everybody talks about it, right? But I asked it, okay, now that because it only has information from 2021, right? So I said, if XRP is declared not a security, right? Is it possible that an XRP ETF could happen before a BTC ETF? And it says, if, you know, remember, XRP needs to follow regulations or be deemed not a security and its regulatory status. Currently, it's dealing with the, you know, it was reminding me of all the stuff that's happening in 2021 at that time, right? But it did say it is possible for an XRP ETF to happen before Bitcoin. And I know a lot of people are saying that's unrealistic. There's no way it can happen, right? Guys, the only 2 that have regulatory clarity in the US and XRP having global regulatory clarity as well, you know, very clearly with, you know, you have the actual regulators saying what XRP is. You have Monetary Authority of Singapore saying in writing, we view XRP as a virtual currency. You have the UK Financial Conduct Authority saying we view XRP as a virtual currency. Now you're having the judge who's passed it along. Now we need to get congressional, you know, things going on here, which could take some time, right? Exciting times ahead. I think we've been talking on this channel. We want freaking revenge tour. We want the whole crypto space to be, in shock at the type of moves XRP is going to be making, at the type of moves Ripple is going to be making, right? They've already been making tremendous moves, right? The acquisition of Medico for $250 million, throwing that type of money as you're dealing with the SEC, the type of confidence and bravado they're showing with that. Can't wait to see the type of campaign that's going to be coming out once they're done with this whole SEC nonsense, right? But we're seeing XRP, nothing's going to stop it, right? So I hope it's on revenge tour to the number one top spot, and everybody's in shock and wishing they would have gotten XRP before any of these other cryptos. The community deserves it, man. So many people kicked XRP and the XRP community while they were down, right? And we were here trying to support other cryptos, right? Saying, hey, XRP getting clarity and Ripple, helping, beat the SEC. This is great for the whole industry, right? They will be, dude, it's going to be shock time for sure. We will be in shock without a doubt. Not us really, but yeah, they will definitely be in shock. I want chaos on crypto Twitter going, they're already fudding it so freaking hard, you guys, with this one little 90% jump to 70 plus cents, right? There's already so much chaos. Just imagine when it's past the all-time high and it's gone up hundreds of percent, possibly in a day, right? The amount of chaos that the Bitcoiners or other cryptos that hate XRP, can't wait to see what happens, man. You may see riots. You may see freaking riots on the street because of how pissed these other crypto holders are going to be that XRP won. And then all the excuses and FUD. Well, it is the bankers' coin, so they could just make it whatever they want it to be. And that's fucking bullshit, man. We should freaking get together and, that's not real Bitcoin and we're going to, stand strong. You can already see, what the Bitcoin chads will say. I would be in shock, and I believe what's coming. Yeah, exactly. That's the funny thing. We know there is going to be some shocking times, but we'll still be in shock. Yeah. Sounds like lefty talk. Me too. Legendary in the house. G is looking for some heads on a pike. Dude, we are, man. We're tigers here. And the tiger, we've been in the grass. We've been collecting, right? Pouncing on all these opportunities. But now it's time. We go take over land, right? We go take over some spaces from other weak ass tigers out there. The ones that think they're, the Bitcoin tigers, the maxi tigers, the tribalist tigers who don't want interoperability and they just, who don't believe in, actual innovation when you're talking about providing faster, cheaper payments to all the world and actually having a truly finite digital asset. Remember, there was a bug that created Bitcoin out of thin air, adding to the supply, right? Can't do that with the XRPL because of invariant checking. By the way, thank you guys so much. 16 likes for this type of late night DLT live stream. Appreciate you all so much. Let's jump into, I want to show you guys this clip. Let me know how the volume is going to be, by the way, because I don't know how it does with my speakers here. So we'll see how it goes. But I want to show you guys, oh, give me a sec. Let me see. I think I shared it on my Twitter that I could show you guys here. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me know how the volume is. Oh, you can't hear it. I know you can't hear it. Give me a sec.
In the judge's ruling that make it very clear about XRP. The SEC has been clear about Bitcoin also. Now, the unfortunate reality is right now there's clarity for two, Bitcoin and XRP. That's not a good thing. I mean, it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP, but it's the reason why we have been calling.
Do you see how he kind of laughs to himself? He goes, it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP. Yeah, it's going to be really good for XRP. The only two cryptos that have, US regulatory clarity, and for sure like global regulatory clarity going on here with XRP, and definitely knowing XRP is not a security and what its significant advantages over Bitcoin. Like, this is the tortoise and the hare story, and it's gotten reversed. At first, XRP was the tortoise and wins the race, but at some point in the race, the tortoise became the hare, and the hare became the tortoise. And Bitcoin, I'm sorry, if you're racing only up against XRP, it used to just be you. It used to just be you, Bitcoin. But now it's good for both Bitcoin and XRP. But we still need regulatory clarity for the whole space, right? So let's watch this clip from the beginning again. I'm just going to let it loop around. I don't know how to replay it here. So here we go.
For clarity for years, even before this lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, by the way, is the sound good? Let me check the chat. This is Sparta. Yeah. I'm in the bed listening to the stream, feel like cuddling with all of you. Stiff. That's hilarious. I do that sometimes too, man. I'll be like listening to streams and then just fall asleep to them. And then I'll wake up later and turn off my phone, or it turns itself on. It turns itself off because the stream ends or whatever. Smelted Delted, appreciate you tuning in. What's up, man? Extra large money. XLM, dude. Appreciate you, man. That song at the end of the stream had high vibrations. Which one? The end of our stream here? Or you're talking about the end of the XRP boardroom? Yeah, that was a fun song, man. I mean, that must have been so hectic to put together, and to be able to even put that together and now have that, that's amazing, man. Shout out to it. So the sound is good, right? The sound is good. Yeah, Country Crypto, got you. All right, guys, almost 20 likes. Let's check this out. Remember, really pay attention to what they're saying here. Right, a lot of people just kind of go, okay, yeah, he's just talking about, oh, wonderful, we got clarity, but really listen to what, it helps to us to like speculating what could happen in the future, right, when we're seeing what he's actually talking about here, right? So here we go.
And I think really a call to action from Congress. You saw representatives like Tom Emmer tweeting yesterday that this really is yet another call to action. And I'm optimistic we're actually going to see some forward momentum in Washington to provide some of the clarity that the SEC has really fighting in some ways and almost sowing confusion. There is now clarity. The rule of law in the United States is clear that XRP is not a security when traded on exchanges, when used for payment. There's a whole bunch of things in the judge's ruling that make it very clear about XRP.
So a whole bunch of things in the judge's ruling that make it clear XRP is definitely not a security. Things are open. It's open now. Business is open. Exchanges are using it. Being able to use XRP now without worry of security. There we go, right? Now, we definitely got it in writing from the judge's ruling. We're going to see what Congress could do, but let's see what else he's saying here.
The SEC has been clear about Bitcoin also. Now, the unfortunate reality is right now.
And the funny thing is, he's saying the judge has decided XRP is not a security. But he's saying the SEC, Gary Gensler, Jay Clayton, right, have called Bitcoin not a security. But he's not saying a judge has ruled it not a security like the way XRP has, right, to get into those very high ranks where the court judges are deciding what's a security and not a security, or what is a security and not a security, right? Okay, let's keep going.
Now there's clarity for two, Bitcoin and XRP. That's not a good thing. I mean, it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP.
Right? So he's like, now there's clarity for two, Bitcoin and XRP. And that's not a good thing. I mean, it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP. Yes, it's great for XRP. It's freaking great for XRP, you guys. This is amazing. He's saying it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP. What if this takes a really long time for regulation for other cryptos, right? To get regulated, like what other crypto companies out there outside of what we've been seeing and witnessing here at the level of Ripple and XRP that have really been fighting to get regulatory clarity for this space and for their own specific token and projects, right? Like that have the resources to be talking with the SEC every day to try to get regulatory clarity, to be pioneers in educating people about blockchain technology, how to use it, the benefits, all that type of stuff, right? To have all those resources, there's not really many companies that you can really think of that are doing things like that, right? It's a very small few, and it may take a long while for these other cryptos to get clarity. right? And you know what? I actually hope so. Let all these other people, we're diversified, but we do like, XRP the most over, we're an XRP maxi at heart. We used to be GXRP. We're GDLT because distributed ledger technology is the future and the future is bright. Nonetheless, I really, they got to go through the trials as well that we went through here with XRP, right? Who's with me? Rye Guy in the chat. What's up, Rye Guy? There you go, man. You got your wish. Rye Guy was in the XRP boardroom and he was going, hey, G, late night DLT tonight, dude? How about it, bro? How about a late night DLT? Diesel Hound in the chat. Fuck the rest of crypto. There we go, Diesel Hound. He's with me. It's good because during the USDT row, we will pump. Exactly, man. It will be shocking. I want full-on revenge freaking tour, right? That's what I want. I want to see XRP completely shock everyone. It can, because already they're in like the chaos has already been building, right? We've already been seeing how the maxis get so freaking mad over this one little pump that we had. It's not even close to what's about to come, right? And if momentum is really picking up, if we really think right now at this point, XRP is like kind of unstoppable. Like what else? Like there's no FUD that can be coming towards XRP right now, unless you're crashing the market, unless you're crashing Bitcoin or USDT or something to try to drag XRP's price down yet again, right? To continue manipulating the market. But outside of that, the confidence from investors is going through the roof, and institutional investors is going through the roof, right? And the the smaller institutions, all these developers who've been wanting to build on the XRPL, right? US is about to become a hub of innovation, and Ripple, remember Ubri? Do you guys know about Ubri? A lot of people, they pay attention to the Ripple SEC case because that is important. I agree. But we got to know about all these other things that are going on here. I just typed down UBRI, and the first thing that pops up is the University Blockchain Research Initiative by Ripple here, right? And you would have to connect through their website here, but let's keep going. Ubri Connect. They have Ubri Connect as well. 2023, that's going to be coming, brings together scholars, researchers, and thought leaders in the Ubri network to showcase blockchain initiatives, share knowledge, and inspire future research. This is going to be at the Toronto Metropolitan University on October 12th through the 13th, right? Let's hear what more things about Ubri, right? Berkeley HAS initiative, Ripple Ubri, right, in 2019. NUS, National University of Singapore, joins University Blockchain Research Initiative, right? Ripple in 2018, guys, it's been 5 years that this thing has been running, and they've been building up holy cow. I remember when we were talking about this news about this thing coming out, right? And now it's been 5 freaking years. And the level of, the universities that are part of this initiative, right? You got Princeton, you got the University of Pennsylvania, right? University of Luxembourg, University of Oregon, University of Waterloo, Korea University. So universities across the globe, Australian National University, right? Celebrating 5 years of Ubri. We just talked about it, July 6, 2023. Oh yeah, they're loving what's going on with Ubri here, right? Ubri's portfolio research initiatives covers a breadth of subjects given blockchain technology's pivotal role across a diverse range of industries, right? 7 of the world's top 10 university blockchain programs are Ubri partners. 7 of the world's top 10 university blockchain programs, guys, the places where people are getting educated on how to work with distributed ledger technology, are part of the Ubri, right? Are connected with Ripple. Ripple basically educating them on XRPL, different forms of consensus, blockchain overall, right? Educating the future developers, right? To keep ensuring XRPL development is going to be top notch and keep upgrading, right? Ubri Partners banded together with other universities to form the DEC Institute, a global certification consortium that verifies blockchain knowledge and best practices, right? So countless university partners have kickstarted their own in-house programs to accelerate blockchain education. Berkeley Blockchain Accelerator, right? As well, having XRPL grant programs. Like, what are they not doing? What industries and avenues have they not like reached, right? In terms of Ripple, in terms of really providing that internet of value and that kind of, you know, I know a lot of people don't like to say this, but Chris Larson says it a lot. Getting that true globalization, right? This is the type of stuff you have to do. And this is the type of stuff they've been doing with their ledger and how they educate not only the banks and regulators, they're educating the future in terms of blockchain development, right? Let's see how everybody's doing in the live stream here. We got a caller coming in. What's up? Or do we? Oh, never mind. I thought we had a caller coming in. I thought I heard a little click there. Never mind. Alex Yeet in the chat. Guys, thank you for showing love. We didn't know if we were going to do a late night DLT, but we couldn't hold ourselves back, man. Ride Guy was like, hey, man, late night DLT. I was like, hell, let's go for it, man. Let's go for it. We're not at 100% here. We're not at our setup, but that don't matter, man. We're hanging out with the Blue Crew, and you guys are amazing. Appreciate your support, as always. You know, already 24 likes on this type of stream. I'm just grateful. Thank you. Legendary in the house. Patrick, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? XRP Roadrunner in the chat. Ricky Bustamante. So yeah, what do you guys think of possibly an XRP? Now that we have clarity on both BTC and XRP in the US, and we already know about clarity for XRP across the world, what do you guys think is like the next? Do you think an XRP ETF is possible? I just want to see if anybody here, like, am I going a little bit too out of bounds here? Right? Like, because we keep seeing the BTC ETF getting denied and denied by, you know, different proposers, right? But what if they did one for XRP ETF? And what if it got accepted like sooner than a BTC ETF would? Right? Think about how crazy that would be. Like, talk about a full-on market reset and making XRP truly the first in terms of the, you know, mass adoption phase of digital assets. Smelted Delta with the blue heart. Appreciate you. Blue Crew. Much love to y'all. Once again, thanks to any new subscribers. Thanks for the support. It helps out the channel, helps us grow, keeps us doing this type of stuff, right? Like, you guys have been supporting us tremendously, right? So if we keep this momentum going, man, we can just keep hanging with the Blue Crew, hanging out with the Green Giants, freaking talking crypto, seeing XRP going up to the moon. We're looking at the moon.
Look at the moon.
Oh my god, this is definitely.
I mean, this is definitely not normal stuff that's been going on with XRP, and I hope that we can start to hear a wave of amazing news. Why not? The economic titans need a tool to control it. There we go. Thank you for the feedback there, Legendary. Green Giant. The Jolly Green Giant. Our undercover Green Giant. Much love to all of y'all. Let's keep going through the cryptos here, guys. Let's see what cryptos are up in the past 24 hours, past hour. Let's see what's going on. STMX on a big run right here. Nice to see. STMX is an interesting crypto. They were an early list on Uphold. Wait, what's like? I'm hearing like little crackles. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Anyways, STMX, very heavy volume. Like, I don't know if this even makes sense. Market cap and the volume are like one and the same. Live Coin Watch, get your shit together on that. But STMX, one of the early listings on Uphold for a project. They're on the jerseys and like on the stadium of the Portland Trail Blazers. I don't think that really means too much, but you know, maybe they're getting subliminals out there already with something like STMX. It had a big run up in 2020. At 002, it went all the way up to about 11 cents. And so now we're at 005. It's had a 46% move in the past 30 days. But we don't even need to go back to all-time high to be making some really good gains with STMX here. Maybe on the next deep reds, when it's red across the board, even though it's 32% down on the year, but when it's completely red, again, we'll be accumulating maybe some STMX. It's just been around for a good while, and it continues developing. It's like behind the scenes type of stuff. Interesting project. I got to do more research on it, though, for sure. Velo's been doing a nice, at least, move in the hour here, but we've been liking Velo in the deep reds, 85% down, right, on the year. Very deep reds type of crypto. We like this as a stellar ecosystem project to keep an eye out for. NEM is a crypto that went up with XRP and XLM in the last bull cycle, right? And a lot of people forget about XEM. I think it's converted into XYM now. I'm not sure if NEM is still around. Maybe it is. But XEM having a nice gain in the past 30 days as well. Corium, I'm excited for. I'm excited for Solo and Corium. I think Solo and Corium could definitely make a lot of noise given their level of supply to what their prices are and what the potential, right? All about the potential upside for these low cap cryptos. You're talking about such a small supply being part of the XRPL ecosystem. And if XRPL is going to go on this freaking revenge tour that we're really, hoping for, right? And it's going to just skyrocket and lead the market by a ridiculous margin. Corium and Solo, we hope, will at least draw some of the sprinklings of XRP's, good graces and the sentiment of people investing in XRPL, and then maybe looking for XRPL projects because now they know there's regulatory clarity with XRP. They feel like, oh, then maybe the projects on the XRPL are clear as well, which is not the case. But these guys have been OGs, right? Solo has been building on the XRPL for a really long time. And I'm excited to see what they can be bringing to the, to the space here with Solo and Corium. And, they've been contributing the best that they can to the XRPL ecosystem with their decks and what they have here. You got Anthony Welfare following them, right? Ripple Rep there. And you got some good, you got the OGs of the XRPL space here in XRP community in there. I would like to see more Ripple reps involved, but I mean, we got Anthony Welfare there, which is good. And we've seen Ripple acknowledge, oh, there's another multi-chain connection there. Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Corium and Sologenic, that's for sure, and what they can be doing, especially while they're in the deep reds. I think I heard a little jingle. Did you make it in the bucket? Did I miss somebody just making it into the bucket? Miles freaking P, dude. Shout out Miles P. Much love to you, my man. Thank you for the $19.99. Cheers to you, my dude. I got a Coca-Cola, but cheers to you. Thanks for all the hard work throughout the years, bro. You got it, man. Yeah. $19.99 from Miles P. My dude. One of Blue Crew's finest, dropping the support. Always grateful, man. And thank you, man. We do put a lot of hard work into this channel. And you guys put in a lot of hard work as well, man. It's been a grind for all of us here, right? For people who've been laser focused and, going against all the FUD in terms of just trying to find quality projects in this space, right? And we've been lucky to find a good amount of quality projects, man. We've been very, very lucky. And we're still lucky. We're still so damn early in how all of this is developing, right? Let's not forget Interledger Protocol, ILP, micro freaking payments, machine-to-machine payments, all this shit. We're just in such early days. People are getting excited about AI now, right? And all that type of stuff. And it's still like crappy, but that shit's going to get better and better as time goes along. And then you're going to have like a little AI assistant jumping around. He'll look like Groot. He'll look like whoever you want him to look like. hell, it doesn't even have to look like anything. It'll just be your smart home or something, and you're just like, hey, I want to buy this product. I was just thinking about it. Can you have it sent to me or 3D print it for me? There you go. Transaction online. No contact with the payment whatsoever. Hell, maybe you're paying a life subscription just for living. You're streaming micropayments no matter what throughout your daily life experience. Nice on Miles. There we go, Rye Guy. Kurt D in the chat. What's up, man? Big Cat in the chat. Oh, yeah, Miles P. Miles P's got to be a green giant, dude. If you're dropping that type of money, man, you can at least be a tiny green giant. I'm just saying, man. You could be hanging out with the green giants, joining us in the, in the green giant room there. Appreciate you, dude. Or a mini green giant. When you start getting the benefits of the green giants is when you're a mini green giant. But you could be a tiny green giant and still be getting the benefits that the blue crew get and freaking be green. I'm still curious about the Ripple escrow. I have some NDAs drop soon. I mean, I hope some NDAs drop soon. I hear you, man. And, we read the Imagine 2025 PDF from Royal Bank of Canada. What if this escrow is like just the one major account that all these banks are going to want to access for liquidity, right? Because it kind of makes sense that they just have this one trusted entity like a Ripple that can maintain that value for them, and then they're facilitating, right? They're the ultimate intermediary for the banks because they allow for fast, cheap, payments, right? And they're all invested in Ripple to begin with. But I hear you. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it's allocated to the banks and the partners, right? And that's very well what it is, most likely, right? They already have a lot of the escrow allocated to Bank of America. I'm sure, SBI probably has another good portion of that as well. Yeah, I hope some NDAs drop soon, man. We still got to finish the case in terms of Ripple versus the SEC. But I hope we can continue seeing that bullishness that Uphold and Coinbase and all these exchanges demonstrated when XRP got that clarity, right? Uphold started all of a sudden providing incentives for holding XRP on their platform, right? Saying they're doing airdrops, saying they're going to be doing like ranking systems and all this type of stuff for being an XRP holder. And then you have BitTrue saying they're going to be doing 20% staking on the Power Piggy, right? So I want to keep seeing that momentum growing. I want to keep seeing other exchanges that don't want to miss out on the XRP business, because the XRP community is a strong community and it's very supportive, and it likes other things that are very supportive of XRP as well. So if you're an exchange, you're trying to figure out all these strategies of how you can provide a fun user experience, or want people to hold their assets on your exchange or whatever, or, use your staking solution, or, farms or liquidity pools or anything like that. That's all open now. Stuff like that can happen now with XRP. So I expect to keep hearing some more news in terms of XRP usage in regards to that type of stuff, and maybe being involved with like DeFi type of stuff, right? Just in the same way people do this stuff with like BTC now, right? Dude, bro, I would never cross Greg Kidd. That dude all about gang. Yeah, that Greg Kidd is he's a poker player. The dude's a poker player, and that guy, Greg Kidd, has 1 billion XRP, and he's already a trillionaire, most likely. So he has 1 billion XRP, and he's already a freaking trillionaire. That guy is thinking generations. He's thinking generations of the Kidd family, right? And just like their complete influence over the world in the future, because they're going to have so much damn wealth from all the digital assets Greg Kidd has, and shit tons of these digital assets that Greg Kidd has. And that's just one rich, like, I'm not going to say he's an asshole, because so far from what I've seen, he seems like a pretty nice dude. And so I'm not going to say he's a rich asshole, but that is just one rich person's, XRP holdings, and, thinking about how like the elite thinks in terms of generations, right? And always ensuring their power. South Park, the one that streamed on Paramount. Bro, I would never, I don't know what you're talking about in terms of the South Park stuff there. Guys, thanks for the 15 viewers. We're almost to freaking 30 likes for the stream. Shout out to all of y'all. And once again, the phone lines are open if anybody wants to call in, say what's up, talk crypto. But yeah, if you guys didn't check out this clip, let's just check it out one more time. This is freaking Brad Garlinghouse saying there's clarity for BTC and XRP in the US, and that's a good thing for BTC and XRP, but that's not the right thing, right? We need clarity for the whole space, but it's getting good. It's getting good, guys. It's getting good for BTC and XRP.
But it's the reason why we have been calling for clarity for years, even before this lawsuit. And it's, I think, really a call to action from Congress. You saw representatives like Tom Emmert tweeting yesterday that this really is yet another call to action. And I'm optimistic we're actually going to see some forward momentum in Washington to provide some of the clarity that the SEC has really fighting in some ways and almost sowing confusion.
So he brings a great point up there as well, right? That, this is now like a stepping stone for Congress to act, another call to action, right? But, hopefully he's like, we can be hyped up and say like, wouldn't that be like super surprising if they came up with like regulatory clarity or Congress finally started defining the rules of the road or whatever, right? In terms of XRP. So like it could take a while for that to develop. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. And this accelerates the call to action for Congress to get involved. All right, let's see once again what Brad Garlinghouse is saying here and really pay attention. Like, it's just BTC and XRP that have the regulatory clarity in the US, guys, right? We need clarity on the whole space, though, without a doubt. But that's good for BTC and XRP.
Is now clarity. The rule of law in the United States is clear that XRP is not a security when traded on exchanges, when used for payment. There's a whole bunch of things in the judge's ruling that make it very clear about XRP. The SEC has been clear about Bitcoin also. Now, the unfortunate reality is right now there's clarity for two, Bitcoin and XRP. That's not a good thing. I mean, it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP, but it's the reason why we have been calling for clarity for years, even before this lawsuit. And it's, I think, really a call to action from Congress. You saw representatives like Tom Emmert tweeting yesterday that this really is yet another call to action. And I'm optimistic we're actually going to see some forward momentum in Washington to provide some of the clarity that the SEC has really fighting in some ways and almost sowing confusion.
And so in confusion. Definitely. By the way, Stronghold released some stuff out recently, guys. We'll check out this clip in just a second. Let's check out the price of Stronghold, the SHX. The Blue Castle for the Blue Crew, up 1% in the past hour. Here, let's hope it can stay up above the 000,500 range and start creating some new highs, maybe even piercing the 000,600 range and beyond. Let's just, let's get our blue castles ready. Blue Crew, that is for sure. How's everybody doing in the chat, by the way? Much love to all y'all. And once again, Miles P, thank you, my dude. Much love to you, my man. Thanks for the $20 bomb right there, dude. SHX, baby, let's go. Let's go. We saw what it did. We saw what it did on the day XRP was rising, right? It was because we have a Blue Crew top 100, right? So this is like over 100 cryptos that we have on our list, right? 120. And out of all 120, it was on the top of the list was XRP, which is its rightful place, XLM, SHX. It was beautiful to see those three together. Then we also saw some other cryptos like that were up there, Aqua, right? Another crypto that's a beautiful 000 crypto. What's the price of Aqua right now? Give me some of that Aquarius. Give me some of that ICE. Let's turn that Aquarius into ICE right there. Aqua token. 000575. Still not bad, right? From where we were, talking about Aqua hopefully at its ultimate bottom in that 000, low 0004 range, right? Hopefully we were finding Aqua at its near bottom here, and Aqua is really, getting ready to make some noise. It joined in just at the beginning of that bull cycle, right? And made some really good noise up to 2 pennies. Let's see where Aqua can take us. If it can take us even to a penny, holy cow. If it takes us to 5 pennies, hey, I'm not complaining. I ain't complaining. But we like him what the Aqua's doing for the XLM ecosystem, that's for sure. All right, so SHX doing some good things, 502. Hopefully, you could stay up above the 000,500. If not, we may even think about accumulating some more, man. We're loving the SHX, right? Let's check out what this Speak Bold podcast episode has to say. She reveals secrets to running successful PR and growth strategy for emerging tech and Web3 companies. Okay, so it's not so much about the SHX token and Stronghold technology, but nonetheless, happy to see Stronghold making some posts on Twitter, being active, and doing their podcast as well, the Speak Bold podcast that they have.
If you don't treat someone like a human, you're definitely not going to get a human response back. And that's what I wish a lot of PR people knew. It's like email like a human, call like a human, DM on Twitter like a human.
Because they're not human, right? So they have to remind other non-humans, like, remember, we're trying to act human here. So when you talk to a human like a human, you get human responses from the human. But if you talk to a human like a robot, they're going to know we're robots, right? So we got to stop being robots, or stop, being so less convincing to these humans and be even more convincing. Here we go.
At the end of the day, is a person who has a boss and maybe wants to stop working at 6 and has other things to do. You're showing up in their inbox or wherever it is you're messaging them, asking, not just for a favor, but asking for attention. If you don't treat someone like a human.
So yeah, we don't have to watch this again. Not really saying anything in terms of crypto, really, just talking about PR with Web3 companies, stuff like that. We got Ripple posting here with instant settlement in 24/7, 365 availability and an excellent transparency throughout the payment process. Crypto can be a powerful tool for global business. In 1 minute, Ripple's Aaron Sears explains how crypto helps treasury management. Let's check it out. And by the way, guys, if you guys are enjoying this type of content, hitting the like lets me know that you guys enjoy what we're doing on this channel and what we're going over. So, that's the best positive reinforcement for me to know, okay, what we're doing here is worth our time and worth your time. All right, here we go.
One for being fairly verbose, so we'll see. Hi, my name's Aaron Sears, and this is Crypto in a Minute. Okay, so you've got Aaron's sneaker business, and I've got 5 foreign subsidiaries. I've got rubber processing plants in Thailand. I've got leather sourcing happening in Morocco. I need to make payroll in those facilities, and I need to pay suppliers. So today, I'm subject to international wires that can take 3 to 5 days to settle. To be able to send those wires in the first place, I've got to be mindful of wire cutoff times, bank holidays, and so forth. And I'm dealing with an opaque system, so the status of my payment is really unknown during its entire journey. Move over to the world of crypto, and I've got instant settlement. I have 24/7, 365 availability.
I think he meant to say move over to the world of XRP, because what other, sure, there's other cryptos that allow for instant settlement 24/7, 365, but the first one to be really going in that direction was XRP. Let's not forget the first DEX, decentralized exchange ever created, and the one that was going for instant payments from the very beginning. Here we go.
And I've got excellent transparency, so I know the status of that payment at any point in time. So it's very clear that crypto is a powerful tool to help me run my business and keep my employees and suppliers paid around the world.
I bet they have a timer in front of them as they're speaking. So, because you can kind of see when they start turning the corner when it gets closer to the end of that minute. But, love the XRP, I think they took it from Steve Chip, man. Chip came out with the XRP minute, and now they're like, yeah, you know what? Let's do crypto in 1 minute little video series. But that's just my own little thing there. Zeno giving us a shout out, and appreciate you, Zeno. Much love to you, man. GDLT1 was just saying thus today on live stream. What does Elon Musk say? The most ironic outcome is the most likely outcome, right? Snag that dump. Right, so we've just been trying to get prepared for anything that could possibly happen, right? And this person saying Scott Hester to Zeno, what you want to net something happens tank to tank XRP. So some people are expecting maybe a XRP tank, right? And I'm just saying, let's be prepared for the unexpected, right? There's going to be, once again, if XRP is going on this revenge tour, they're going to try to stop it. They're going to try so hard to stop XRP. The maxis, the other people who have other agendas in terms of, being invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum and other such projects, they're going to want to try to stop XRP. So just get prepared for their best swing now, because now they're really threatened. Now they're really scared of what can happen here with XRP, getting this regulatory clarity, getting, non-security status here, all right, and seeing all these exchanges onboarding it, just prepare for, BTC Max. Like, we're already getting the chaos, right? And it's just going to continue to grow. We're here. We've already been prepped for years to deal with this type of thing. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. Much love to the Blue Crew. Butters sells NFTs. Yeah, I love when South Park makes fun of crypto and everything. They just make fun of everything. It's people take things way too damn seriously. There's people who get mad that not enough people give a fuck, and then there's people who give way too less fucks, right? And I love that South Park is just like, just make fun of it all, man. Like, stop being so damn serious about any type of perspective that you have. Like, that's what leads to freaking violence and anger and, like, a conflict, right? Is that one person gets so damn stuck in their state of mind, and if the other people aren't conforming to that perspective or that state of mind, then conflict happens, violence happens, right? Because you get so damn passionate in your way of thinking, and you want that other person to think about it, and if they're not going to think about it, you don't want them in your life, right? And sometimes you commit violence to them, sometimes you separate yourselves from that person, right? There's no unity, there's no understanding, right? It just gets left unresolved. And that's a sadness too, right? Instead of trying to communicate respectfully, right, and work things out. But hey, at the end of the day, we'll never tell you what to do, right? Best way to learn is just through personal experience. And, most of the time people want to rebel when they're told to do stuff anyway, right? Going dark, Ricky Bustamante. It's a late night DLT, man. We go into the dark a little bit here, but we're keeping it crypto. Much love to you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Yosef in the house. Yes, Stronghold, SHX, baby. Let's go. Let's go. My favorite time of the stream, the deep reds. Yeah, we'll get into the deep reds for you, man. JP Morgan has completed certification in the FedNow service. And who do you see listed on the SHX website? JP Morgan, dude. I mean, IBM connections enough. Stronghold USD being used on the IBM WorldWire for a good amount of transactions, right? Millions of merchants created a Stronghold Pay. Now that there's regulatory clarity around the horizon, just wait for the Stellar ecosystem. Once Congress finally once we get that global regulatory clarity, Stellar ecosystem is going to start to rise, right? Obviously XRPL ecosystem as well, but there's been other companies that the thing that's interesting with XRP and XLM, they're both federal Byzantine agreement, which is a very unique form of consensus. And they're the only two that have that in this whole space. So, it could be, you could see it where they just drive a majority of the market. They did in 2017, 2018. And I think that was like a signal in a way, because since then it's just been this massive, crazy FUD campaign. I feel like the 2017, 2018 bull cycle was almost like a signal of, what the future DLTs are going to be in a way, by showcasing XRP as a top gainer and XLM as a top gainer. Speaking of Gary, his interview is absolutely painful in case you missed it or you're a masochist. Oh my God, are we going to watch another? We saw the one earlier. I think he was speaking, he had an announcement earlier and he was talking about AI and it being such an innovation. And then the funny thing is that they have to say questions from the public. It's just by law, they have to ask the SEC chair questions from the public. So a lot of them were asking questions related to crypto and XRP. You could just see Gary is just had it. He's just had it with the questions with the crypto. Hilarious, man. He wants to tell people he owns some XRP. He does. He's like, guys, I'm protecting you guys so you guys have more time to keep investing in XRP and stacking up your bags, right? What's up, Devin Steve? That's probably not the right perspective. I'm just joking, guys. I'm from Los Angeles, where I'm in the front seat of the freak show here. I'm highly desensitized to a lot of things. I'm highly sarcastic, and I'm not trying to act like I don't give a fuck or don't care. I do give a fuck. I give a fuck about the Blue Crew. Much love to y'all. Much love to the Green Giants. You guys know how we do here. What do you think about REP? It's an all-time low right now. Arger right? That Arger token. You know what? Brad Garlinghouse has once said that he thought Arger seemed interesting, right? Yeah, dude, this is a great deep red, right? This is definitely a deep definition of a deep red crypto. I don't know what's going on with it though, right? I have no clue in terms of following its developments. Just because it's super red across the board, sure, you know, even with dead cryptos, you do get bounces, right? But I hope this crypto isn't dead, right? That's all I want to say. I hope this crypto isn't dead and that they are. Like, can you tell me if they're continuing developing, or I'll have to look into it myself. But I do remember Brad Garlinghouse thinking Arger was an interesting project, right? So this one, you're right, man. This one might be one to keep an eye out for and see what happens. And this would be the definition of a deep red time to be accumulating it, without a doubt, right? If you're going to be bullish on Augur, this is probably the time to do so. This is like, see, I love that the Blue Crew is starting to know what like a deep red crypto looks like. And it's these ones that are just red across the board like this. 86% down on the year. Sentiment is at its freaking lowest, right? People think it's just freaking dead. We like other cryptos that, you know, we prefer the cryptos that are red across the board that have a lot more substance than what maybe Arger has. But I got to do some more research on that and maybe seeing, you know, what happens, you know, with it. But, you know, it's a good call out, Ricky Bustamante. I know you call out a lot of the good low cap cryptos sometimes as well. And I dig it. We'll add rep to the, you know, we'll keep an eye out on it. I like it as a deep red. I got to just do some more research on it again. Damn, is the stream almost done? No, we're still going, dude. We're still going. I mean, we're close to the hour here, and dude, I've been working literally all day, you guys. I've literally worked all day. We've done our streams earlier. We did the shorts, and then we did some other work as well. And then, you know, we just wanted to hang out on the XRP boardroom. And then Rye Guy comes into the chat and he's like, late night DLT. And I'm like, dude, fuck it. Yeah, let's do it, man. Because this isn't work. We're doing what we love. We would love to be doing this way more often with all of y'all and not even have to worry about all the other shit in between in terms of other BS work that we have to do, you know, in between this type of stuff. And that's going to be great. I can't wait to do live streams with y'all. And we're like hanging out at the beach, right? In our freaking Hawaiian shirts, enjoying little coconut drinks and stuff like that. Thoughts on Findora? Love Findora. FRA, love Findora. Former XRPL developer works on that project. I like following what that project's doing. Findora is an interesting one for sure. Part of the blockchain service network as well. We've done some research on this one. We like this one. I don't like that it's up 141% on the year. I do like that in terms of its like bullishness though, in terms of like maybe it's starting to finally like have a, you know, make its name known in the crypto space, because it's still outside of the top 300. It's basically a top 400 crypto. So still super early days here with Findora. I'm interested in keeping an eye out on it though, right? I think his name's Warren Paul Anderson. Works on it. Right? The Twitter page ain't too good. This isn't a good Twitter page. But nonetheless, we like FRA. We like that it's a, you know, in terms of the past 90 days or so, it's not even down in the past 90 days. So there's still maybe more fear to come here. But this could also just be the beginning of something special for a crypto like this. We do like it we just like FRA. We think FRA is an interesting crypto to keep an eye out for sure. For sure. But once again, like maybe just like wait for XRP to take over as the #1 and just completely lead the market and blow it away. And then just sprinkle some of your XRP gains, make some passive income, build some little stashes of all these other cryptos. But once again, I'll never tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not a pro trader. Havana Beach, you know it, dude. Yeah, man. The irony that would be of me being like a, you know, first generation here, Cuban American, and then going to Cuba where my parents had escaped from, and sitting on a beach there and owning that beach, owning that whole beach, owning that whole freaking country, man. We're going to own all of Cuba. There we go. Manifest it, dude. Let's do it. What was XRP real estate token called? Home, H-O-M-E. The HOME token. It's a stable coin real estate token. built on the XRPL. Calculon in the house. Guys, much love to the Blue Crew. The amount of Blue Crew that's been tuning into all of these streams, like we have like a wide array of Blue Crew people jumping in nowadays, and I appreciate that, man. It's so awesome having you guys here. Thanks for hitting the likes. Thanks to any new subs. You guys know how to freaking YouTube. Calculon coming in with the lightning strikes. Shout out to you, my dude. Let's keep going. We got the freaking eye of the tiger. We're relentless, dude. We're on our, what? We've done like 3 streams today. We've done XRP Boardroom. We did our earlier stream today, and we did this one. We're doing the late night DLT, man. So your support, guys, we're putting in the work, man, and you guys are putting in the support, and I appreciate it. All right, let's keep going. Hedera Hashcraft, in a continuation of their work on DLT-enabled cross-border remittances, Shinhan Bank ENG is in collaboration with SCB TechX and other financial institutions today announced the successful completion of a stablecoin remittances POC pilot on freaking Hedera. This was 22 minutes ago. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hear a little bit more here for HBAR here. So coming out of Seoul, Korea, Shinhan Bank, the first modern bank in Korea, SCP TechX, Siam Commercial Bank's Technology Innovation Business Unit, and largest financial institution in Taiwan today announced the successful completion of a stablecoin remittance proof of concept pilot. The POC was built on the highly efficient and eco-friendly Hedera open source public network. The pilot achieved real-time settlement in real-time foreign exchange rate integration across the Thai baht, new Taiwan dollar, and South Korean won in a test environment that aligns to current production capabilities. The POC is EVM compatible, meaning that any EVM-based stablecoin issuers can participate using the framework going forward. We are pleased to have partnered with Hedera to explore the potential of stablecoins as a means of facilitating cross-border remittances. Exciting times ahead, man. Love seeing this type of use, right? That's what it's all about, is the use of the damn technology. This announcement marks an important milestone for the financial industry as more banks and financial institutions look to explore the potential of blockchain and DLT. That's what this channel is all about, to transform the way we conduct cross-border payments. Gotta love it, man. HBAR doing some things. I mean, I know this is kind of a dumb question. I'm sure some people have thought about this. Have you ever thought that HBAR, XLM, XRP, I mean, I don't want to say Cypherium, but it's got that black and white thing going on as well. Do you think that's how they're maybe signaling like some of these future DLTs, is like the way that the logos of XRP, XLM, Algorand, HBAR, Near Protocol all look? They have like either a transparent black logo going on, or sometimes it's a reverse, black background and a white logo. EOS, right? Phantom, FTM, Gala having that, Ocean, IOTA, Clayton, right? They all have that kind of similar look to them. I wonder if that's a thing or not. Just so it's crossed my mind before. I'm sure it's not really that important, but just something to say out loud, right? Some things are best left unsaid, though, without a doubt. So maybe I'm excited to see what that news does, right? This was posted 25 minutes ago, right? So this might be a driver for some HBAR price action. I'm interested to see what ends up happening here for HBAR and Hedera. Anyways, let's keep looking at some more news here. Appreciate you guys. Much love to the Blue Crew. Kathy Wood's ARK Invest is offloading more Coinbase shares after the stock closed Monday at 105, just shy of its one-year high of 107. So Kathy Wood is saying, I'm taking profits at this point, right? At 105, close to the all-time high for Coinbase. I almost feel like maybe this was a bad time to sell. What if it's really close to its all-time high? You don't think it's going to go past it? Or maybe she thinks, yeah, maybe it goes past it, but it's not going to go past it by much. And this is maybe she was buying that dip big time, right? Kathy Wood. But yeah, Coinbase has been on a tear in terms of Coinbase stock. recently in the past week, especially because of the XRP news, without a doubt. XRPL Elixir, an Elixir-based RPC library, XRPC, allowing Elixir developers to easily integrate with XRPL blockchain HTTP APIs. And I know you guys are maybe thinking, is this Elixir with XX? No, this is just a different type of project type of thing for RippleX development and XRPL development. But we do hope to maybe hear in the future about collaborations between Elixir, the XX token, and the XRPL, right? Let's see what else we got going on here. Currency Research Institute talking about the future of cash, Thailand, Asia, Bangkok. Event coming up soon. Volante Tech releasing a recent article, looks like, or video interview. Let's see what this is all about. This is how ISO 20022 FedNow and CBDCs will transform U.S. payments. Interesting. I'm down to watch like a little bit of it. It's a 58-minute video, so let's just like, I mean, this is bad practice, but let's like just jump into, I don't know, like random number. Let's go to 2158 here and just see what they're talking about.
That you're seeing is any use case where that extensibility and transparency is critical. It's also, a key use case. I think the idea of what we refer to as conversational.
I agree with you, Joseph. DAG was in our deep reds. Yeah, not enough people do talk about it, right? But yeah, Constellation definitely a sleeper.
Payments and the ability to know that if I make a payment, to have an expectation in terms of when it's going to arrive, to receive confirmation that it has arrived, or even the ability to create additional efficiencies, even in terms of how I invoice or facilitate billing on behalf of some of my commercial clients through the use of things like requests for payment. And then, of course, the irrevocability. We all sometimes cringe a bit about the irrevocability piece of it, but I think that aspect becomes a way to build confidence in terms of relationships between trading partners. And I think all of that bodes very well for the business case that we hear from our commercial clients when we do talk to them about instant payments.
Wow, I love that we just jump into it and they're just talking. They're already they got instant payments on the tip of their tongues here, right? And they're all talking about it. Once again, I think the type of people who are speaking here, let's just see what the cover of the video was again. The people who are speaking here are Regions Bank, Federal Reserve, Volante Technologies, and KPMG, right? We know Volante Technologies partnered with Ripple, right? Talking with the Federal Reserve. ISO 20022 FedNow, CBDCs will transform U.S. payments. I'm almost kind of down to like watch this whole freaking video, right? But I know this might, like, it's a late night DLT. Like, why not just freaking let it run? And let's just hear this amazing conversation about ISO 20022 FedNow and CBDCs. I mean, this is the type of stuff the channel is freaking made for, right? Like a Ripple partner talking about these type of three things. I mean, I kind of want to hear more about the conversation, but I understand it would just be a video playing for a freaking hour here. And I don't know if you guys are down up for that right now. Maybe we can even end the stream with it. Like, I'll just be like, hey guys, I'm going to be calling it, but we'll play this video for an hour if you guys want to stick around and you guys are still interested, right? So maybe we do that. We'll continue going with the stream as is, but maybe we get back to that video there. Yeah, let me know. Are you guys like, is that something you would be interested in? Is like, near the end of the stream, maybe just letting this play out for an hour afterwards? Okay, sweet. I mean, guys, because this is the type of stuff that, we want to hear about is ISO 20022. We're freaking close to T-2 days now from FedNow and CBDCs. And sure, it may be a whole circle jerk of nothing talk, but they're representatives from a Ripple partner and the Federal Reserve. I think it'll be fun to hear. And sometimes they do mention Ripple in these types of videos, right? Like we've actually caught some of these Volante technology videos talking about Ripple, right? And if they're not talking about Ripple, they're talking about the benefits of CBDCs, DLT, right? Instant payments, cross-border payments, all the other jargon and verbiage that you want to hear in that type of conversation. Oh man. No. Wait. So you're saying stream it now and then keep going? No, I'm not saying it's the end of the stream, guys. I'm not saying we're leaving here. I'm not saying we're leaving. You know, we'll probably stick around for maybe 20 more minutes here and then probably think about playing this video. That sounds good. Devin Steve's on board. Awesome. Ricky Bustamante is on board. Let's go. DGAF, but put it on 125x. I hear you. That's a good point. We'll put it on 112.5 there. Great stream, Rye Guy. No worries, man. No worries. Appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yeah, it's been a long day, dude. It's definitely been a long day. We've been working our asses off. Since the beginning of the day. So your support, you guys, appreciate y'all. Thanks for hitting us up to 33 likes. Let's keep going on with the news. We still got it's 10:41 freaking PM over here on the west side, and we're still looking over, all the updates that, people's perspectives on XRP, Ripple, CBDCs, ISO 20022. You know how we do, guys. Apex crypto investors, lawyers, and journalists apparently all became stupid and confused, but only in the last 6 days. How many times will people get this wrong? Read the opinion. Judge Torrance said very clearly that the XRP token itself is never a security. It's an investment contract. It isn't an investment contract ever. That is what Howey says. What is a security is an offering or sale and meets all the prologues of the Howey test. Yes. We got XRP bill. Poof XRPL Payments offers a self-custody XRP-based financial infrastructure for payment processing and building financial applications on the XRPL. And it's not like he's saying proof. He actually did mean poof. Check this out. Poof XRPL Payments. Accept XRP payments. Poof is a crypto payment gateway that lets you accept XRP payments and donations in an easy and convenient way. Add XRP and all other cryptocurrency payments to your website in 3 minutes with Poof checkout and convert from XRP to USD. Love seeing all these products that are developing for the XRPL and XRP. That's for sure. Wave 5 of the XRPL grants program had an overwhelming response. Through a rigorous judging process, 10% of projects were awarded more than $1.6 million for their innovative ideas and potential to advance adoption and utility of the XRP ledger. Mo Morrissey of Devnol Productions releasing, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then you fight, then you win. I think he's getting really bullish on a Ripple win here, and we want to win, guys. We don't want to settle. We want a big time win. We want vengeance. We want a big win here and XRP to take over. Let's go. All right, Wheat's win, bullish on some wallet integrations and growth, right? Bifrost has now integrated with our unhosted DOT exchange for safe, smooth XRPL trading. Let's go. Exciting times. That is without a doubt. Mojaloop posting. Mojaloop Foundation's new accelerator program is empowering developing countries to maintain sovereignty over their financial systems. Learn how experienced integrators are mentoring new integrators to build inclusive IPSs. Mojaloop's new system for integrators accelerator program scores a win. Seems like Mojaloop just keeps winning, right? And if you guys don't remember some of the big news that I think this is some of the biggest news that's happened recently for Mojaloop, to tell you the truth, is this collaboration with Ant Group, right? We're giving a warm welcome to Ant Group, our new promoter member. They share our vision for digital financial inclusion, are excited to support our open source community so that no one is left behind. And dude, Mojaloop is expanding their reach. Now we're in China, y'all. Now Mojaloop in China, Ant Group, big time connections to billions upon billions of people in China. All right. Anyways, much love to the Blue Crew. Much love to the Green Giants, Ledger Citizens. Let's jump into the deep reds. Let's keep our eyes on the prize. Let's see what values are out there in this late night DLT, crypto degens you. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. All right, so we do have some cryptos in the deep reds here. I mean, we got one that Ricky Bustamante shouted out earlier, Rep, Augur. I mean, yeah, dude, this one's where the sentiment is at its lowest for this crypto. I don't know what happened to it. I would do some research personally and see, if there's still activity on this platform whatsoever, and any supporters, any developers, is there continual growth, right? We got Sniff saying he's going big on OmniFlix at 0.8 here, going from the 0.9 cents down to 0.8. We'll see if OmniFlix starts to do some things. Hopefully it does. Multi-chain at $1.79, not looking too bad as well. Allbridge with their recent stellar integrations, not looking too bad. 10% down to 10 cents here. Pandora, we don't like that it's up 141% on the year, but this could also be the beginning of a tremendous journey, perhaps for Pandora going into the future. We'll see. DeFi Land, big project on the Solana ecosystem. It's just been getting beaten down and down and down. We may even delist this project from the Blue Crew Top 100, but they're still building, they're still developing and doing things with the Solana ecosystem there. So maybe they get a second wind. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Let me see what other deep red cryptos are looking good. Handshake token at a penny doesn't look too bad. 76% down on the year, right across the board. Interesting, type of platform. There's use for it, right? They continue to develop. Supply is at 2.040 billion, right? So 2 billion a penny. You could see this crypto going up to 50 cents or something with that type of supply. And not saying that it will, right? Not saying that it will. Nothing's guaranteed. We don't need it to go back to its all-time high, though. Getting 10 cents out of this thing does seem like it could be achievable if they just continue developing and they're continuing to draw interest here. That's a big thing, of course. But, no better time to start a position than when it's right across the board, 76% down on the year. HNX not looking too bad. Elastos at $1.30. We've been liking Elastos because it's such a small supply, you guys. 33 million. All-time high was $93. It's at $1.32 here. This kind of reminds me a little bit of what Augur has going on, Rep. But we do know there's been developments and continuing to develop on Elastos, so that's what makes us really excited and bullish on that crypto. Algorand back down to the 11-cent range. I don't know if people took advantage of Algorand when it was at 10 cents there, but we're pretty excited for the future of this crypto. We think maybe it was just a massive FUD campaign that happened with it. But man, building staking, positions here when it's at its the sentiment's at its lowest. No doubt about it. Really excited for Algorand without a doubt. So those would be our deep reds right there, you guys. Velo we talked about earlier, but we like Algo right there. We like Elastos, Handshake token, Casper under 4 cents, right? Not going to really pick out any one of these super deep red. Findora we like, right? But out of Rep, Augur, multi-chain, I guess maybe multi-chain I would look into, right? Because it has a pretty small supply in accordance to its price there. So those would be the deep reds there. And you guys can probably even tell by the pace of the stream, we're starting to run out of fumes here. But we're going to play this freaking video. We're going to play the whole hour. So I understand if y'all are dropping out. I get it. Usually we're dropping out in our own way here. But we're going to play this freaking video because I think there's people out there who do want to be hearing about the Fed now, CBDCs, ISO 2022, and that's what we do on this channel anyway, right? We want digital blood. I hear you, Bobby Townsend. Yes, G, let's do it. Let's go. Yeah, let's go for the deep reds, man. The dumpster. Try to find garbage here. Alchemist, you're missed, man. You're missed. We need that one person who's like, why are you looking at this freaking garbage? I don't know why. We get addicted to it, man. It's fun to buy these cryptos that are in the deep reds, throw a little chump change in there, and then see it maybe turn around, and it's fun, right? Obviously, it's stuff, not more than we can afford to lose, and of course, I'll never tell you guys what to do. I'm just sharing, and I know people like looking for opportunities in cryptos, especially people who are diversified in other projects as well. Reporting and disputing the outcome. I'm not dropping out, G. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Much love to you guys. Online prediction market. Yeah, exactly. That's what Rep is, the online prediction market, right? But is it still growing? Is it still active? Muleshoe in the house. Appreciate you, man. Much love. You got the UK Blue Crew with you, G. Shout out to everybody in the UK. If we can hit 40 likes while we're showing this video, I'd be grateful because even to be, because some people don't want to watch this stuff, right? And I get it, but we've been keeping track of ISO 20022 development for a long time in this channel, guys. So like little tidbits of talking about ISO 20022 and what's going on moving forward, and you get a Ripple partner with Federal Reserve member there. I want to hear what they have to say together, right? Wayside, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the support, everybody. So we're going to be jumping into this video. You know, if you guys want to check out what we were talking about earlier, you know, you can always rewind, and just grateful for the support. Carl Lewis saying, come on, G, you know we're here just for the beard. The fellow Tiger brethren right here, Carl Lewis, shout out to you, my man. Yeah, exactly. So I have to keep the beard on stream as well. I can't just dip out. No, man. Much love to y'all. So I guess our outro is going to be this video. So we're going to get into it. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. We've done 3 streams today, hanging out with the XRP community, hanging out with the Blue Crew, and we worked a full day. So yeah, we're running out of fumes at this point, and I hope you guys understand. Much love to y'all. And if you guys didn't get to see what we talked about earlier, you can rewind. You know, always good times with the Blue Crew and Green Giants. I can talk cryptos and listen to crypto information all night. Dude, same here. But you guys can tell I'm like running out of fumes and I'm almost losing my voice. I feel like we've talked so much in the past like week. My voice and vocal cords aren't even trained to like be used to it now at this time. But anyways, let's play this video. Much love to y'all. We're going to be heading out. I am always grateful. And this isn't like the official end of the video. We're going to be playing how ISO 20022 FedNow and CBDCs will transform. I'm just going to do my end spiel because maybe, you know, you're not going to see me, but you're going to be seeing this video. All right. So much love to the Blue Crew. Much love to the Green Giants. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another, you know, DL talk, preferably between the 10 a.m. PST and 12 p.m. PST range. And we'll see you guys soon. Frogadelic Research in the chat. What's up, man? Appreciate everybody. Much love to the Blue Crew, Green Giants, Ledger Citizens. Devin Steve is saying, I'm starting my day, dude. That's the Ouroboros of life, right? Well, where someone's ending their day, another's starting. Right, guy, appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for the support. Always grateful. Thank you, BTC community, XRP community, DLT community, crypto communities, Blue Crew, and all the communities out there. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. We got the eye of the tiger, and we keep it crypto. Much love to the Blue Crew. Much love to the Green Giants. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and we're going to be playing this video after we say adios.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the How ISO 2022 FedNow and CBDCs Will Transform U.S. Payments webinar organized by Volante Technologies. The webinar will take approximately 1 hour, and we will include an audience Q&A session at the end where you can add your questions in the question box on the right-hand side. I would also like to draw your attention to a handout which is available to you within the webinar platform. Please feel free to download the results to our recent U.S. mid-year survey around payments modernization. This webinar will also be recorded, and a link to the recording will be shared after the webinar for all of those who are able to make it and for those who were not able to join us today. Now, without further ado, I will pass it over to Courtney Trimble with KPMG, who is our moderator today. Courtney is running into a little bit of technical difficulties, so she is on the line but will not be on camera.
By the way, are you guys hearing it all right? Is the sound good? Let me know how the sound level is for you guys and that you hear it clearly and well.
So, Courtney, over to you.
Great. Thanks, everyone, and appreciate everyone's time today, and thank you for joining us for the webinar and for us to discuss all the good things that are happening in the payment space around payments trends, FedNow, ISO 2022, and digital currency as well. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and then also thank the panelists who are on the phone as well. I'll just do a quick round of intros, and then we will we'll get into the meat of the discussion. I'll kick it off. Courtney Trimble here. I'm the Global Head of Payments for KPMG, and then we'll hand it over to my colleagues Dan Gonzalez, Tim Mills, and Deepak Gupta for intros as well. Dan?
Great. Thanks, Courtney, and good afternoon, everyone. So Dan Gonzalez with Federal Reserve Financial Services. I'm the Director of the National Account Program, and that responsibility includes managing our top 27 financial institutions as well as our processor and aggregator vendors that we work with on a daily basis. So with that, let me switch it over to Tim. Oh, there you are. Thought we lost you, Tim, for a second. Tim, why don't you go ahead?
Good afternoon. Thanks, Dan. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Mills, Senior Vice President of Emerging and Digital Payments at Regions. Regions is a large regional bank based out of Birmingham, Alabama, with a footprint primarily in the southeast portion of the U.S. Really excited to be a part of the discussion today.
Hi, my name is Deepak Gupta. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for your time, and thank you for attending the webinar. I'm the Global Head of Payment as a Service and Strategic Partnerships for Volante. And before coming to the payment space, I spent around 20-25 years in the ERP space. And the transformation I saw in the ERP going from Oracle and PeopleSoft and Siebel to Salesforce is the transformation I see happening in the payment space as well. I'm happy to talk about that.
Great. Thank you, Dan, Tim, and Deepak. So I think that the good news is we're bringing a plethora of viewpoints across these topics. You know, Dan from the Fed, Tim from a bank perspective, Deepak from Volante and payment vendor fintech community, and myself working in the consulting field and working across a number of different banks in the industry. So with that, let's get going with the discussion. I guess the first thing that we wanted to do, and this will be a roundtable discussion. And again, as the moderator or the intro suggested, we will have, if everyone has questions throughout the webinar, please include them. We'll get to what we can at the end. We also will be doing some polling questions as well throughout the process. Okay. So to start with, and we'll start off with Dan and kind of go round robin here. What trends is everyone seeing in the payment space, and how are instant payments and ISO 20022 playing into that? Dan, if you'll start us off, and then Tim will give his perspectives, and then myself and Deepak. Dan, want to start us off?
Sure, Courtney, and kind of tag on to what you said earlier in your intro that this is really an exciting time to be involved in payments. I don't know, I didn't mention, but I've been involved in payments for about 25 years now, and other than Check 21, which was kind of revolutionary, when we started that process, we are really embarking on another revolution, however you want to call it, in payments. There's really a lot going on. And at the end of the day, at least from my perspective, I think it's really going to be about the choice that both consumers and businesses ultimately have in how and when, and the information that they can share with their payments and the payment process that they're going to be able to leverage as we go forward. A couple of things real quick to kind of highlight that. We've done some recent surveys of both businesses and consumers, and we actually found that 90%, if we had done this just 2 or 3 years ago, the number was nowhere near this, but 90% of businesses expect to be able to leverage a faster or instant payment capability within the next 3 years. So you think about that, where we are with instant payments here in the U.S., it's just getting started. We've got a lot of work to do, but the excitement is that, at least businesses are looking at it and looking at the future opportunities there that instant or faster payments are going to bring to them. And then the same thing on the consumer side. We've got about 70% of consumers that have actually done or are currently doing payments through their mobile devices. So you think about that, everybody's got a mobile device in their hands, the power that's going to bring, and then we bring instant payments or real-time payments into that mix. The things that they're going to be able to do and the way they manage their finances going forward is really going to be a benefit, again, to how they manage their finances, the control they're going to have, and ultimately be in a better position when it comes to making and receiving payments. So I would say we're really just at the beginning of that. So it's great to see that people are interested in this topic, and we know that as we move forward through this journey, it's going to be about connecting everybody into these payment capabilities down the road. So Tim, I don't know if you want to tag on to that, since you're kind of the bank and are going to be leading some of this work.
Yeah, well, Dan, you mentioned 25 years or so in the payment space, and you must have started probably when you were about 17 or 18. I have a little bit more gray in the little bit of hair that's still attached to my face, but I would say over the last 20 plus years of my career, I think you're absolutely right when you say that the amount of energy and momentum that we've seen, especially over the last decade, and specifically the last 5 years or so, has just been mind-blowing. I think that the trends that I'm seeing are really around, especially from a corporate perspective, is that there is an interest in taking advantage of faster payments. But if you look at it, in terms of scale, last year on the ACH network, we saw unprecedented growth, and I think that really points to the fact that corporates are finally embracing the idea of electronic payments. And I think we've seen historically where there have been some reluctance to move away from paper-based methods of moving money to looking at to really now embracing more of the electronic payment side of money movement. And I think a lot of that's been driven by what we've seen in terms of COVID. However, that being said, we're still seeing where less than 1% just if you look at ACH payments, less than 1% of those or of that volume is represented by instant payments. So if you take instant payments last year at a network level and you kind of put that up against just ACH, you're looking at less than 1% of the ACH volume is mimicked by instant payments. That being said, I think one of the areas where I see a trend line is that we're building out the capabilities, but I think we still have a lot of work to do in terms of helping stakeholders to understand what the awareness level is. I will say that with instant payments, the speed piece is attractive. I think when we talk to, especially corporates, they will tell you speed is great, but unless you can give them a clean payment with straight-through processing as a part of that transaction, they don't get as excited. And so, Courtney, I think that takes us back to this whole idea of ISO 20022, and I think that is going to drive further adoption around faster payments because the idea of getting extensibility along with speed is a compelling business case for corporates. I still think that as an industry, we have some awareness work to do with all of the stakeholders in the ecosystem, but I'm pretty bullish around what we're going to see, especially from a corporate perspective, with the adoption of instant payments. And Deepak, I don't know if, from a Volante perspective, that's your perspective as well, but that's kind of where I see things.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Thank you for passing it on. So from Volante perspective, we see at a very high level, three kinds of requests coming to us from banks across the world. One is that, hey, I have an old legacy payment system and I need to modernize the payment system. And how can you help us provide a payment hub solution which replaces all the rails I'm using today in a phased manner, right? I want to start with RTP, I want to start with Fedwire, I want to start with ACH. That's one set of customers who say, I want to modernize my payment hub each time. And it could be driven by multiple reasons. It could be driven by the quality of the service right now. It could be driven by stability. It could be driven by extensibility because the legacy system is not extensible right now. It could be driven by ISO compliance. That, hey, I want to be ISO compliant. My vendor is telling me for me to be ISO compliant, I have to migrate to the next version. And they still have the experience and scars from the last update. And they're not willing to go through that one more time. And they're saying, instead of doing that all over again, let me look at a better option out there. It could also, and in most cases it is, driven by customers want to be on the latest and greatest technology. They want to be on cloud-native technology. They want to be scalable technology. They want to be on containerized technology. They want to be able to have active solution. They want to be able to have real-time DR available. So it's not only ISO, it's not only legacy, but it's also coming up to speed quickly so they can provide new experiences to their customers, right? So that's one aspect. Second request we get is, hey, I have the payment system well logged in. I may be happy, I may not be happy, but I want to be ISO compliant. Can you help us be ISO compliant without touching my payment system? So can you be between me and the clearing rails and make sure that all the payment messages coming out of the payment systems are converted to ISO, sent to the rail, and receive the message from rail and send it back to the customer. So that's the second scenario. Third scenario we have is, I'm happy with my system. I'm okay with ISO. I really want to capitalize on the new payment types. And this is real-time payment type or FedNow, which is coming. We'll find out more from Dan. And the idea there is that, hey, I know I'll have to do FedNow. Every bank ultimately is going to do FedNow. It's almost, it's a given, right? It's not a choice. But do I wait? Or do I get started now? And if I start now on an RTP with TCH, can you provide a seamless path to FedNow when FedNow becomes available? So I don't have to wait for that event to happen. And so we are providing customers a clean path to say, yes, you can start with RTP today with TCH, and we'll migrate, we'll add on not only FedNow when it becomes available, but we'll add on other rails as well, whether it's Fedwire, whether it's ACH, whether it's Swift. So that's the trend we're seeing. And the biggest trend I'm seeing, and to be very frank, I'm really, really pleased to see this trend, and to some level surprised. In my intro, I talked about I came from Oracle, I came from PeopleSoft. I was the head of Oracle Cloud Business. I was the head of PeopleSoft Cloud Business. And when I say cloud business, they were called application service providers. I'm sure you remember that term, Dan and Tim. And it was a precursor to SaaS, right? And we saw the trend that more and more customers started going towards ERP as a service. And most of those customers ended up going to new providers like Salesforce or like Workday or like ServiceNow. And the traditional providers like Oracle and PeopleSoft where I used to work were not able to capitalize on the transition from on-prem to cloud. And I see the same thing happening today in the payment space. And today, where I sit in the USA, 60% of our pipeline and growing is for payment as a service. So what that means is, yes, deliver me the best payment solution, deliver me the best ISO solution, give me the best RTP solution where I can add Fed now, but I want it to be run by you and managed by you because you can do better than I can, right? So that's an underlying trend we are seeing across the world. And not just in tier 1, tier 3, and tier 4 banks, even tier 2, global leaders, and tier 1 banks as well.
Yeah, if I can just jump right in again, I mean, I think, one of the drivers of that from a banking perspective, I guess I would share, is, as we think about prioritization and resource availability as an enterprise, with a lot of these newer networks, as they are stood up, they are going through a quick succession of evolution. So there are new mandates, tweaks to the code as it's deployed. And what we're finding is that by moving to hosted or moving to a cloud environment, it gives us the ability to be much more agile and to be a bit more efficient in terms of how we allocate resources.
So Tim, when can we sign the contract?
Well,
yeah, I mean, from my standpoint as well, I agree with everything everyone said. Dan, customer choice, and Tim, the traction is certainly picking up, right? So faster payments. I mean, we know this is 60 plus countries have either developed or in the process of developing the real-time payment schemes. But obviously, being no mandate in the U.S., we have are not exactly the early adopters here in the U.S. But speed and data are definitely the advantage here. And looking at FedNow to bring that ubiquity to the market, I think that we certainly have a good start from an instant payment standpoint with TCH and the 26 member banks and the largest commercial banks. But certainly that ubiquity is going to be important, and really would see that as a game changer from a FedNow standpoint. And then with broader ISO, it's really both of these, especially ISO, I would say, is really a watershed moment for the industry. We talked about some of the percentages of ACH volume to instant payments. When you look at ISO, 30 to 40% of new data across the ecosystem of all payments will be ISO ready, right? So we're working, with a lot of banks, helping them to perform those impact assessments and plans for meeting all of the ISO 20022 dates, and helping them also look at contextually how that data can be monetized. Deepak, talking to your point around the things that you're saying and the extensibility and the new rails, certainly both ISO 20022 and instant payments as these watershed moments. I've never seen so much uptick across all of the banks around all the banks looking to modernize their payments infrastructure and platforms, really to strategically position themselves for these trends and the innovation opportunities across ISO, open banking, all of the new innovation that's coming. So certainly, can corroborate what the other panelists here, what you guys are saying across the broader industry.
And Courtney, it almost has turned into a tech turn driven by the evolution of payments, where, as banks, I mean, we really have to look at our infrastructure and how do we modernize it to meet these new capabilities that are coming to the marketplace.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about around instant payments and some of the opportunities that you're seeing with instant payments and some of the key use cases that you're seeing, across the board. Tim, maybe we start with you around strictly from a FedNow standpoint and how some of that's looking within regions.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in terms of instant payments, there's a great deal of opportunity and potential that's there. I can't help but reflect on the fact that we've seen supply chains that have been severely impacted, partially as a result of pandemic. Some of that is being driven by just organic economic growth. And this whole idea of being able to make supplier payments just in time, I think instant payments is going to play a key role in terms of becoming table stakes for how supply chains are managed. I think the other thing that we're seeing is a change in the way that not only trading partners are changing payments, but the way that individuals get paid. And so now we talk about things like early wage access in on-demand payroll, where at one time the idea was that you got paid once a month, and then we accelerated that and said, you get paid twice a month. And And then we said, oh, we're going to make it even easier. Instead of giving you a paper check, we're just going to put the money directly into your account so that when you go to work, that money's sitting in your account on payday, and you don't have to, during your lunch hour, go and stand in line. And now we're accelerating that even further and saying, hey, don't even wait till a payday. You simply can get remunerated, as you earn those funds. And that's becoming a key part of the gig economy. And we all understand that the gig economy is a growing sector of what we're seeing in terms of the workforce. So I think those are a couple of the use cases right off the bat. I think the other thing that you're seeing is any use case where that extensibility and transparency is critical is also, a key use case. I think the idea of what we refer to as conversational payments and the ability to know that if I make a payment, to have an expectation in terms of when it's going to arrive, to receive confirmation that it has arrived, or even the ability to create additional efficiencies, even in terms of how I invoice or facilitate billing on behalf of some of my commercial clients through the use of things like requests for payment. And then, of course, the irrevocability. We all sometimes cringe a bit about the irrevocability piece of it, but I think that aspect becomes a way to build confidence in terms of relationships between trading partners. And I think all of that bodes very well for the business case that we hear from our commercial clients when we do talk to them about instant payments.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Especially, you mentioned request for payments. You look at a lot of the benefits and the things that we're seeing both with the banks and what corporates are saying, the work we're doing with the banks and their corporate clients. Request for payment is, top of the list in terms of key benefits. Also, liquidity and working capital management is important, as well as, automated collections and AR and AP reconciliation. All benefits of instant payments. And you mentioned the gig economy, which, it's just a new way of working and the new way of getting paid. I'll also kind of expand from a use case standpoint, instant payments, applicability across every payment segment. And I think the important thing is, it's not one size fits all, certainly the gig economy, but as you look at nuanced use cases across industries, there are really a lot of powerful use cases that we're seeing across the board. You've got insurance, B2B disbursements such as claims disbursements and refunds and, canceled policies. And then you've got premium payments and emergency buyouts for things like natural disasters, power and utility, nuisance checks, if you will, rebates and refunds and emergency payments are big from that standpoint, as well as late payments and emergency payments. So, for example, delinquency and on-the-spot payments to technicians. And then, the government sector as well. You think about property tax collection and the benefit payouts and vendor payments and small dollar fines. I think, from a bank standpoint, looking at their corporate clients and really dissecting and looking, based upon who your key industries are for your corporate clients and really honing in on those. A lot of powerful use cases across the board. Dan, what are your thoughts from a FedNow standpoint?
Yeah, so you guys hit on all the use cases, right? So I think we covered the spectrum there. And the way I would put it is that FedNow is going to be the plumbing, right? So we're going to connect all the financial institutions to each other. And from a use case perspective, we're going to be use case agnostic, meaning that we're going to support all various types of use cases. So, Tim highlighted some of the ones that are happening today that we're seeing in market, and we talk about the gig economy. But I would say it also bleeds down to even legacy type of employment where people are getting paid at hourly jobs that as soon as they leave their shift, they clock out and the payroll transaction is triggered from that. They can walk across the street and get the money out of the ATM. So we're changing the dynamics of how people are getting paid. And that's, of course, just one use case. The other thing I would say is, folks are always asking me, okay, well, where are these payments going to come from? Are they going to come from wire? Are they going to come from check? Are they going to come from ACH? And yeah, some of them probably will transition because an instant payment may suit that person or entity's need a little bit better than the current legacy payments that we have. But at the end of the day, we're, all these different use cases that we're talking about are highlighting that we're actually generating new payments. So it's not just, one payment shifts to another methodology. The way I like to describe it is that the pie of payments continues to grow. So yes, electronic payments are going to continue to grow. I don't think checks are going to continue to grow. We've seen, continued declines in check activity, but to some of the points that Tim highlighted about creating that seamless experience for businesses to pay each other, AR and AP activities, you need that seamless process. So My sense is that it's going to continue to grow, and it'll ultimately be up to the banks, to the corporates, to the providers to create those use cases and help the end users ultimately be able to leverage some of these new capabilities. So again, I've said it a couple of times, we're excited because I do think there's probably use cases that we haven't even thought of yet that as we continue to mature and grow, and we've highlighted RFP. So FedNow is going to have RFP capabilities. I don't think I've mentioned it, but I'll throw it in here now. We are on target to launch FedNow in 2023. So to Deepak's point, now is the time to start thinking about it, talking to your vendors. 2023 right now is technically only 7 months away, and I don't have a finite date that I can tell you when we're going to launch just yet. So no breaking news, but we still are on target for 2023, and we'll be rolling out, of course, with our pilot organizations first. And then later in the year, we'll make it available to anyone else that wants to start joining or wants to join and participate. And hopefully, Deepak, we will get every financial institution, like you said, to ultimately participate. But yeah, no, the use cases are going to continue to grow and evolve, and we're excited about what the marketplace is going to bring.
Okay, great. Yeah, I agree on the readiness and for corporates as well. That's really going to be key. Deepak, what are your thoughts on FedNow? What do you think?
FedNow, RTP, you've enumerated all the use cases out there. There are many use cases we haven't even thought of. Okay, and the payment pie is going to grow, so it's not going to be only shifting from one payment type to other payment types. But what I do notice, we submit proposals to a large number of banks out there on an ongoing basis, and when I see the ramp up for RTP and FedNow, I see a quick ramp up there. Yesterday it's a very small volume, but they're expecting that volume to grow substantially. And at the same time, I don't see a decline in the ACH volume expectations or wire volume expectations and so on and so forth. So I agree with what Don was saying. And I think one of the things we are seeing in the marketplace is it's not just about offering a new payment type to your customer. It's banks are looking at a new way of doing business. And what I mean by that is they're done with long implementation cycles. They're done with expensive licenses. They're done with expensive upgrades, right? They're saying, give me out-of-the-box solution. Okay, I want an RTP solution. I want a wire solution. I want whatever solution I want. I want it out of the box, and I'm going to build the integrations to my existing in-house or external system. That's it. I don't want to be customizing. What they're basically saying is time to value is critical. Okay, can you enable me to start leveraging RTP in 90 days or 120 days versus a year and a half it normally takes? And what they're also talking about is risk. Longer projects means more risk, right? So they're talking about time to value. They're talking about risk. They're talking about out of the box. And by the way, not just smaller banks. Even tier 1 banks are saying, I need out-of-the-box solution which can meet 80-90% of my needs, and show me your roadmap which can take care of my remaining needs as you grow. Everybody knows not everybody has everything. So that's the trend we're seeing is time to value, lower risk, quicker time to implement, being able to add more payment types quickly, as I gave an example, RTP FedNow. And other trend I'm also noticing, Courtney, is we all talk about payments from the bank's perspective. What do banks have to do to clear payments on their customer's behalf? What I'm seeing a big demand for is how do we enable our customers, for Volante, that means banks, okay? We only sell to the banks today. What that means is how do we help our customers, like say at Regions Bank, be able to onboard a large number of corporates very, very quickly? Okay, it's almost sometimes it is a given that it's taken care of. No, it's not taken care of. When you go to a bank and just sign a new customer, sometimes it can take 3 months, sometimes it can take 6 months to onboard a customer to start processing payments. Nobody wants to wait for 6 months to generate revenue, okay, from payments revenue from a corporate customer. So we are seeing a lot of demand for being able to help banks onboard customers onto the payments platform without disturbing the existing payment platform. Okay, so we have customers live doing that using Volante, and the beauty of Volante, a little bit of marketing here, is that the same product is microservices based, is cloud native, so we can configure the same product to do what we want it to do. We can do onboarding with the same product. We can do RTP with the same product. FedNow, wire, ACH, Swift, one product, one experience, and add on stuff to it. So that's a big thing. And third thing we're seeing is can you provide to me connectivity as a service? Is connectivity to FedNow, connectivity to RTP, connectivity to ACH network? Can you provide connectivity as a service? So I don't want to be in the business of managing networks. I want to offshore that to somebody else. Sorry, outsource somebody else. Can you provide that? So summarize. Help me onboard the customers quickly. Help me solve the payment problems quickly, which include ISO, stability, reliability, quality, scalability, all that, and help me connect to the rails, if you will. So these are three spectrum, and I call it corporate to clearance.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That increased time to revenue or decreased time to revenue is critically important, and all the work that I'm doing in the industry, that is one of the main things that every bank and their corporates are screaming about. So it's hugely important. Okay, that's really good discussion here on instant payments and FedNow. But before we move on and dig a little deeper into ISO 20022, why don't we hit a polling question? We do have a polling question, and if we could pull that up. Our poll question 1 for the group is, when does your organization plan to connect to the FedNow Instant Payment Network? Got 4 choices here. Number 1, within the first year, it's ready. Number 2, 1+ year after it's available. Number 3, no plans to connect. Or number 4, unsure. We'll give everyone about 60 seconds to answer this one, please. All right. Thanks, everyone, for your answers there. When we talk a bit about ISO 20022, looking at the results, great. Already ready. Within the first year, 45%. Great. So a lot of early quick adopters. I think everyone's been waiting for this. 17%, 1+ year after availability, no plans to connect. That's interesting. 4%, and unsure, 35%. Okay.
And Courtney, can we say that probably for that 4%, Dan's going to find out who those people are and come knock on the door?
I think so. Dan is that's a curious number that we need to understand. Who is not planning to connect?
Yeah, we'll work on that one. We're doing a lot of work to make sure everybody's ready to get connected.
That's right.
I do think it begs the observation that where we are in terms of payments, not having a strategy around some of these new capabilities and saying, okay, well, we just won't connect, or this is just a fad that's somehow going to dissipate. I don't know if that, from a bank perspective, is a viable go forward way to look at this. I mean, I think it is probably more a matter of understanding, how well you leverage these capabilities. I think regardless of the size of the institution, I think you're going to find that you've got to engage in some way, shape, or form. What are those use cases? Who can you partner with in order to support that? But, I've said for quite some time now, even before going to work for a bank, that, as a financial institution, you've got to have a go-forward strategy.
Yeah, that's right, Tim. And I would just say, we've talked to folks about this probably a couple hundred times at this point, but, there's not going to be a mandate, right, to get connected to an instant payment scheme. But there probably will be market pressures, right? So, if your neighbor can get some kind of functionality down the street at one financial institution but can't at the other, that's going to drive some of that behavior. And again, some of the surveys and data that we've been looking at is that folks are starting to look for and expect these type of services, if not today, down the road. So I think that is going to drive a lot of that behavior. But you're absolutely right. And we're working really closely with all the 10,000 plus financial institutions we've got in the country to kind of highlight the importance of starting that plan and having a strategy to move forward. So appreciate that.
Right. Thank you, Dan. Okay, let's pivot to ISO 20022. Let's start some discussion around, ISO 20022 is coming at us quickly. I know, a lot of the banks have been preparing around this. First of all, let's talk about the potential of ISO 20022. What's the real potential of it, in terms of benefits to the organization, and how is everyone preparing for this? Tim, you want to start us off on this?
Look, I think ISO 20022 has a lot of potential. It is really a data-rich utility. And I think in terms of how organizations are able to take advantage of the additional extensibility, I think it's what's going to determine how we're able to mine the overall value prop. Most or many of the new networks that are coming into the marketplace, regardless of whether we're talking about RTP, talking about FedNow, our ISO 20022 base, and even as we look at some of the legacy offerings, FedWire, CHIPS, SWIFT are moving to ISO as well. And this is not a regional phenomenon. This is really being driven as what I would term as being a global trend. And so, Courtney, you mentioned those 60 plus countries around the globe that are implementing some form of a real-time or instant payment capability. They're all doing that. One of the common through lines is the fact that they're using ISO 20022 messaging as the anchor point. So I think that really does give us some potential opportunities in terms of interoperability globally. I think that as FedNow rolls out, it's an ISO 20022, based on an ISO 20022 messaging standard. We know that the existing instant payment infrastructure in the U.S. is also ISO 20022. Hopefully that really, from an industry perspective, provides some opportunity for interoperability and some efficiencies to be gained there. I think as an institution, we're really interested in understanding how we can benefit from ISO 20022 and that additional data. I think areas that we would look at initially is probably around fraud and risk management. You're getting more data that we can feed into our models, use to fuel machine learning as a way to enhance the tools that we deploy today from a risk management perspective. I also think there are some opportunities from a compliance perspective. I think within the regulator community that there is interest in ISO 20022 because you are getting additional data, and you begin to think of compliance programs, potentially what that data can be used for as a way to meet some of those compliance objectives and expectations that the regulators put forward. And then as financial institutions, how we can more effectively comply with some of those objectives. One of the things that, I think a lot about is there any opportunity to maximize the investment that we're making with ISO 20022? So, we're needing to retrofit, if you will, our legacy platforms to be able to ingest and to create ISO 20022 messages. Also, in some cases, as we're making investments in new technology stacks, we're really looking at whether or not they have the ability to support ISO 20022. And in some cases, we're finding ourselves asking whether or not there are opportunities for us to bridge those gaps, because we're not going to go in, rip and replace all of our platforms, but in some cases, we're going to have legacy platforms today that maybe are not ISO enabled, that are coexisting with platforms that are ISO enabled. And then also, obviously, as I mentioned before, we're seeing some of the legacy payment platforms that are either mandating to move to ISO, such as CHIPS and Fedwire and SWIFT, or have the capacity to support ISO going forward. And I think of the ACH network as a great example, which Nacho's put out documentation around mapping Nacho formats to ISO for institutions that want to take that as a step. So lots of potential there, but I think it's a journey that organizations are going to have to take. And from a region's perspective, I know that's how we're viewing it, and we're early in that journey, but really excited to see where it's going to take us.
Yeah, it's definitely changing the game for sure. And the single common business language, certainly the lack of cross-network interoperability, different standards and proprietary formats caused a lot of inefficiencies in the past. So this globally accepted format, you talk about getting to a state where everything is ISO compliant. Within the next 4 years, it's anticipated that for ISO 20022 will comprise over 80% of high-value payments by volume and 90% of transaction value worldwide. So that's a hefty, big shift in those proprietary formats. And the things that we're looking at kind of across the board in terms of those benefits, agree to everything you said. That revenue growth and new product innovation, that's important. Lower cost through the new structured nature of data, the increased productivity and efficiency through more STP rates, and then the enhanced customer experience through improved tracking and transparency and the rich data messages, and also the increased analytics. I think you talk about maximizing the value. Really important around the revenue growth and the new product innovation. In addition, there's been a heavy focus on compliance to the new standard, but one of the key benefits is really that revenue growth and new product innovation. From my standpoint, it's the new XML format, it's compatible with mature and emerging technologies. So this really opens the door for new digital product innovation and support for new API delivery channels and easing the development of new future payment services. Looking across the new ISO standard across FedWire, real-time payments, and FedNow, the banks, everyone really needs to start thinking about that value proposition for themselves and their corporates to take advantage of that 30-40% additional rich contextual data. It's all about, it's conducive to upsell, new value-added capabilities, new revenue enhancement opportunities that we're starting to look at with banks. And certainly, how you provide those additional value-added services and maximize that incremental data to benefit both corporates and then also revenue for the banks as well. So a lot of benefits coming from that. Deepak, thoughts on benefits, additional benefits outside of what we've talked through for ISO 20022?
ISO 20022 kind of reminds me of Y2K. If you all remember that, it's 20 years ago. It's what is, but the way I think about it is it's Y2K plus plus. Y2K was just what do we do to keep the systems running, but ISO is much more than that, right? ISO is all about interoperability. It's all about common language. It's all about additional data. It's all about value-added services and so on and so forth. So business cases have been very eloquently put together by the panelists here. I think because I'll go back to what Tim was saying, and Tim mentioned that one of the reasons they are thinking of going to a hosted service is exactly because of this. Today it's ISO, tomorrow it's something else, right? And as the compliance landscape changes, as the message formats change, as the interoperability standards change across the rails, banks shouldn't have to worry about how do I get ready for that. It shouldn't be a root canal surgery. Their service provider should provide that just as an ongoing business. You should not miss a bit when you should not miss a beat when you think about these evolutions. And that's where the payment as a service is catching up very, very rapidly, because it eliminates banks from worrying about these things, and it puts the onus on the service provider, which is like companies like Volante, to make sure the customer can leverage, whether it's ISO, whether it's FedNow, as and when they are available, and not have to worry about upgrading their systems, integrating their systems, and spending years to get ready for that, right? So to me, it's everybody has to do it. Most rails are going to go to it. Most global payments are going to go to it. It's all about which company, which software provider can provide you an easy onboarding, a seamless path to ISO and beyond, and help you add more services, more payment types. How do we help you monetize ISO, as Tim talked about? And how do we free you up to worry about how to grow your business and not worry about how do I implement ISO?
Yeah, agreed. I mean, there's the, certainly there's getting to compliance, around, all the changes that ISO represents. Naming conventions are different, field links are different, new field links have been introduced, and, I think everyone has really been focused on, how do we get to ISO compliance across, looking at the entire payments ecosystem, how those messages come in across customers and channels and payment processing layer, and the accounting, reporting, and exception management, the shared services, and, the integration and infrastructure component. And that's certainly what I think the industry is spending a lot of time on, to really make sure that, the organizations are fit for purpose with the upcoming dates. Continue to do a lot of work around that, just in terms of, looking at the broader ecosystem, what are the impact assessments, and how do you get that, how do you get your migration plans to move forward. Certainly, a lot of work there, but the monetization bit and the value-added services are the benefits that organizations should be focused on coming out of this. Dan, any thoughts, additional thoughts on ISO 20022 here?
So, Courtney, I think everybody covered it really well on the benefits and everything that's going to come from ISO. And Tim highlighted that FedNow is going to leverage ISO 20022 for our messaging standard. But I think probably the question on everybody's mind is, when is FedWire going to ISO 20022? So we've had a number of Federal Register notices regarding the subject and the planned approach to convert FedWire to ISO 20022. So the one thing I will leave folks knowing is that within about 2 weeks, we will be providing some additional information to the industry to help folks plan for a future ISO implementation for FedWire funds. So I know the notices that we put out before is that we are not going to do anything before November of 2023. but we will provide some additional guidance to the financial institution community here within a couple of weeks. So on that one, I have to say more to come, but we've gotten a lot of great input and feedback from the industry about our proposed approach, and then, of course, the timing to launch those capabilities. So sit tight for a couple more weeks, and we'll get you some more information.
Great. And that's the million-dollar question that everyone is asking is, what's the timing of this from a preparedness standpoint? So thanks for addressing that. With that, why don't we have a few polling questions we'd like to bring up on ISO 20022. I know certainly this is front and center on a lot of agendas. We want to get a view from this group as to where folks are on the journey. First question is, in terms of strategic importance, what is the ISO 20022 priority within your organization? Number one is not all that important, ranging from 2 5 of very important, and 3 is neutral. Let's give everyone just a couple of minutes, or 60 seconds, a minute to answer this. Okay. Thanks everyone for that. Our next polling question is, how does your organization generally view the ISO 20022 program? Let's look at the results first. In terms of strategic importance, what is the ISO 20022 priority? So no one has said not all that important, so that's good. Certainly lots of folks are focusing on this. It looks like it's of high importance across. I know the November 2023 date is what everyone has been marching to, so that's good. It looks like it's very high on the priority list. Our next question, how does your organization generally view the ISO 20022 program? So is this primarily a compliance and regulatory exercise, which we've talked about, meeting the mandate? Number 2, the opportunity to monetize the incremental structured data that ISO 20022 provides. Number 3, other strategic value-added opportunities. Or 4, none of the above. Everyone would select all that apply. Okay. Thank you for submitting your answers for that. Let's see how the answers. Okay, so primarily compliance and regulatory exercise, almost half. So it looks like about split. Certainly a compliance and regulatory exercise, but good number of participants are looking at other, over half, also other strategic and value-added opportunities for clients, and then also monetization opportunities as well. I think that monetization and other strategic value-added opportunities go hand in hand here. Thanks everyone for that. And then finally, last polling question here. Where is your organization currently on its ISO 20022 program adoption? Not started, so plans start in, this year or next. Early stage, are you formulating your strategy? Are you implementing in the early stages? Are you in the advanced stages of implementation, or don't know, not sure? Everyone would please submit responses for that. Okay, great. Let's see where we shook out on that one. So 15% have not started, okay? It looks like the vast majority is in the early stages, either formulating strategy or early stages of implementation. Very few are into the advanced stages, and a few are not sure where they are. Okay, great, very good. Okay, I know we are up against the top of the hour, and a lot of great discussion from the panelists. Really appreciate it. We did capture a number of questions in the chat that we did not have an opportunity to go through. What we will do is we will take a look at the questions as a group, and we'll get back to this group on the common questions and answers to those that we've received. So appreciate the thoughtful questions, and we will get back to everyone on those. Okay. I would like to thank the panelists. Thank you to Dan. Thank you to Deepak. Thank you to Tim. I think this has been a really good discussion. Certainly a lot of hugely exciting time in the industry. Lots of movement from all of the innovation and new efforts that are going underway with FedNow and ISO 2022. Dan, thanks for your clarification on that and where the Fed stands on some of these on these two mandates. Appreciate everyone's time. Thank you again to the panelists, and we will let us know if you have any questions, and we will be back in touch with responses to the answers or to the questions that were submitted. With that, hope everyone has a great rest of the day.